Well, hello friends. Today we're going to build desktop notifications. So what I mean by that is that I want something to, oh, this looks goofy here. That's some bug. I want things to be able to show up here, like if I have some sort of event that happens, and I also want it to be scriptable and sort of easily accessible in some nice API so that any program can spawn like a notification. And not exactly sure how we're going to do that, but I'm imagining that there would be sort of a notification server that runs, and you can connect to it and send a notification, and then that server is responsible for creating windows for the notifications and managing them and so on. So let's sketch that out and see how it goes. So first thing is we'll make a server, maybe a notification server. Nice and long name. And we'll copy the make file of audio server because why not? And let's see, we'll call this the notification server. And we don't need those libraries, but we do need to have some APIs here. Okay, I think maybe I can we'll just do a search and replace. All right, and then let's also copy the audio server IPC files. And notification client, IPC, and okay. Now we'll need main CPP and client connection. Okay, and is that everything that we needed? Event loop. I think I don't need some event loop function for that, or I don't need a separate file for that. Just want some kind of client connection object. All right, so notification client. Let's define how this is going to work. Oh, my IPC syntax highlighting is broken for some reason. Well, whatever. This is not going to be the audio client API, obviously, so notification client. This is the client side, so I'm not sure we'll need any API here. I'll just give him some number. And they have to have unique numbers. So we'll do a greeting function, and then we'll just have something like show notification, string text, and it can be an asynchronous message. I think it should be asynchronous because I don't want to have synchronous notifications, like where nothing happens in the program until you've interacted with the notification. Maybe that's something that would be useful. I'm not sure. It feels like it would be annoying. So, and I don't want to block in the client program waiting for the notification server to respond. So I think maybe this API will be good enough for now. Or should we have something more here? Maybe like string title. You can imagine adding icons and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that right now. So yeah, I had a feeling that it wouldn't appreciate having nothing in the IPC, so we'll add something here. Dummy. Okay. Notification client endpoint. So dummy. It seems like you have to have some sort of message. Anyway, And then let's copy more stuff from audio server. So we'll take the client connection object and we'll copy that. Where did you go? Here you are. And this is an client connection. Wait, where are we now? Notification server, right. So don't need any of these things, but we do need notification. Okay, just removing this audio server specific cruft. And let's see, we had the greet and we also had the show notification. Oh, it was asynchronous, right? So this can be void. Oops, notification server. Show notification. All right. Getting there. We don't need a hash map for this. And that's, maybe we shouldn't say that we wrote this 2 years ago. Okay, so then we have this part, which is the C++ part of the client connection class. So just collapse yourself. Okay. Probably put this stuff in a namespace actually. So namespace notification server. Nice and tidy. And we can get rid of most of this, right? Dum dum dum. Oof. It's always nice when you have something that you can start off of. But in this case, it's like we're spending almost as much time stripping this down as we would writing it from scratch. But, it's fine. So, these things. I think we don't need that, don't need any of those. Wow, look at us. Getting really small here. Okay, so this is the client connection class. We'll be responsible for managing a connection from a client to this notification server. And then here, let's just handle the const messages notification server show notification. I think we'll just print it out for now. Title, text, okay. That'll be cool, okay. And then we're gonna need a main file for this, so let's just take some ready-made code here as well. think we don't need file, but we do need stdio, and we don't need all these things. Definitely don't need thread. I guess the things that we end up with in the pledge are the important things anyway. So lately, I'm feeling more and more like it's okay to skip that first pledge, because when you're pledging a program, then you want to, like, I got the idea that you want to start early and like pledge, and then pledge something, and then remove things as you go through initialization. But sometimes it feels kind of silly to like first pledge a bunch and then remove one thing and then remove another. If like it gets really verbose, I guess, because you can also just pledge a small set before you go to steady state. So like in a GUI program, for example, you could just not pledge anything, and then when you go to steady state, you pledge right before. I don't know, but we're sticking to this pattern for now. But I am having some thoughts about that. So I think this class is kind of useless, so I'm just gonna not duplicate that here. But instead we will just put everything on the stack. So those are the things that we want. Okay. Core event loop. Core local server. All right. So we can actually do auto server is core local server construct server. I guess we want to spawn this from the system server actually, so we got to set that up. Root, it's no, not root, base. It's the system server, and this would be the notification server. Portal notification. Notify. It's kind of a nice name. Socket permissions 66. Oh. Lazy priority low. Keep alive, yes. User notify. So let's make a separate user for it too. That's not what I meant to open. Protocol. So we'll make a new user here for the notification server, and we'll call him notify, and we'll make a group for him as well, and then we will put the anon user into it. So anon is able to call, is able to open that socket for writing. So it's kind of I like this thing that we're doing on the system that we do. We separate service processes into separate user accounts, and then we put the normal user into the same group so that he can connect to their socket, but he can't like kill the server, for example. It can't remove its files. It can just connect to it. It's kind of nice. So you be gone. Okay, and then I mean essentially we're just going to do this stuff here. So server, there's no this, we are on the stack. Notification server. Client connection. All right. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We make an event loop, start a local server, and then we take over from the system server. So this is a mechanism where you can launch a service in the system server, which is like the init program on Serenity, and it will manage a socket for you. And then if somebody connects to that socket, then it will fork and exec this program. So this program is not even running until somebody connects to the socket. And then when it system server spawns this program, then it will hand over the socket. So it's pretty neat. And then we wait until we can accept on that socket, which will be right away. But then like once we've started this program, it will stay alive basically. So it's just on demand started, but we never stop it. But you can imagine a situation, it would be quite easy actually to implement a behavior where like if nobody connected to us for a minute, then we could just die and system server would spawn us again if somebody connects. I don't think that would be terribly difficult. It would be kind of an interesting thing to do. But it's more about like figuring out exactly how that sort of mechanism should fit into the system. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's build. So let's make sure that we copy this into the oh, I don't need a link for this one, but I do need, I realized I'm gonna need to use debug here instead of printf, because I'm not gonna see the standard out of the service. Since it's spawned by system server, I don't see the standard out, so we'll have to do this instead. Message. Text. Okay. Of course, nobody connects to this program yet, so we need to make a little thing that can connect to it. And I think that would be best as a separate library so that you can use this if you want. Although it could be part of libcore. It doesn't exactly feel like a libcore thing though. Or maybe it does. Maybe it is a libcore thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a libgui thing. Maybe it is a libgui thing. Let's say that it's a libgui thing, actually. So, because it's like desktop notifications, right? Part of the GUI. So, that would be... Where's libgui? Notification. We'll just call it notification. And we're going to need to bring in the protocol here. So notification server endpoint. How would this work? We'll see if we can figure this out in some nice way. So notification, and then let's make a small program that uses this. So userland notify. How would the API look? A GUI application. I need to create notification show. Hello, friends. A message. Something like that. Could be the API. And then this will just go on forever, but maybe that's okay. So I'm not completely sure how I want this class to work. Start auto notification. Let's do it like this first, and then we'll work out the convenience APIs later. Set text. Hello, friends. Something like that. And the core object. And then we'll need text. Oops. And we'll need title and text. Let's see. Okay. And since we are here, let's also add just some of these guys so that we can fetch them if we're interested in looking at them. And then we'll have show. All right. And this will take care of connecting to the notification server. So what do we normally do when we want to connect to the server? We have like the libaudio client connection. So we have this goofy object that we use to connect, but we don't really care so much about having this available anywhere outside of the notification class. So maybe we can just make it in there. Notification server endpoint, and we'll also need the client endpoint. Okay, and then application server connection. libAPC server connection. And then we don't need a whole lot of these things. Really, all that we need is just a way to handle that. We need to have something for that dummy message. Which we can just ignore, actually. So we can just do that. And we should be good to use this. So, I mean, let's actually have a constructor now. And a destructor. And then let's do a notification show function. which will instantiate a notification server connection if we don't have one already. Just call it connection. Construct, there we go. Put that like that, okay. It should actually be a static ref, or no, we'll use a raw pair. It's okay, all right, and then it's a little awkward actually, so let's put this in a static helper. Connection. Okay, and then we'll do this and post message. What do we send? Notification. No, messages. Notification server. Show notification. And text and title. Could it be this simple? Wouldn't that be nice? Actually, I feel like we're gonna have to add libnotify here. No, wait, hold on. There was no libnotify. Just added it to libgui. Okay, so we don't get away that easily. I never made the constructor. Must initialize the base class. Well, I'm sorry. So the base class is this thing right here. Okay, so let's just see how other people instantiate their base class. It's like this, right? We have to say which file we're using as the portal. So we're using temp portal notify. That's how it knows where to connect. Unix local sockets are pretty sweet, actually. Oh, and also we need to implement a handshake. It would be nice if you didn't have to implement a handshake in every single instance of using this API. If it could just be done automatically somehow. Probably could. Could definitely be done. I just need to do it. But let's see what we can achieve with this. Oh, I forgot to change. Let's see if we have a portal. All right, this time portal notify right there, and foobar. So look at that. We got the message in the notification server. So everything so far going according to plan. Barbaz. And it showed up. That's quite cool. So then in the notification server, we want to basically make a GUI window, I suppose. And how are we going to do that? I guess we'll just make one. Just make it right here. The GUI window. Okay. Title is going to be Maybe we'll have no title, actually, and then we'll make it window borderless. Set window type. GUI window type. Right now, tooltip is the closest thing, so we're going to use that. But at some point, we should really have a borderless attribute instead. This is just to make it borderless. Set. We'll do resize. Where's there set rect? Maybe, yeah. Okay, so we'll set the rect to. Let's compute the rect. Set width. I don't know. This is not going to be perfect, but it'll be something. Rect. Set location. Do we have the desktop rect? We'll get the GUI desktop rect. The rect. Top right translated by minus the rect width plus 5, minus 5 maybe, and minus the rect height, or wait, no, hold on. We don't want that. We just want to go down. Okay. The window show, and then we should probably put this somewhere, so otherwise it's going to go away. And we can't, I mean, we could parent it to the connection actually, but then it will, the notification will go away when the program goes away, which we don't want, but let's just try it for now. So we'll parent the window to this essentially. Can't do that. Can we do this? The notification server now needs to link with libgui. That makes sense. And the link order matters, I guess. So GUI first. Oh, and I need libgfx as well. Well, that was an unceremonious death. Has not pledged Unix. That's true. It's because, oh, we didn't have a Windows Server connection. So look at pledge telling us what we're doing wrong. Isn't that nice? So we'll make sure that we construct the GUI Windows Server connection. Just make sure that it's instantiated before we pledge that we're not going to make any more sockets. Not application, what I wanted was Windows Server connection. Oh, its connection refused because he can't connect to the Windows Server. Right. This is a bit troublesome. So we can't connect to Windows Server as the Notify user because the, oh, look at that alignment. The Windows Server is run by me. So notify is not anon, and it's not in. It's not anon, so that's doesn't have access to it. And I think we probably want to keep things that way. We want to lock down the Windows server so that other users can't connect to it. Alternatively, we would start running Windows Server as a different user and allowing anon to connect to it. What if we did that? So we'll make a Windows Server user, and we'll put him in a group 13 for good luck. And we'll let anon and notify connect to it. And Windows Server will now run as window. How will this go? We'll find out. I feel like there's going to be some trouble with that. Yeah. Okay, so why did that not work? Oh, it's trying to open the config file. Interesting. I mean, I guess that file, so the config file for the Windows server is currently in base home anon window manager ini. So what if we had some other solution for that? Like, what would be a good place for these type of things? I guess Etsy is the obvious place, right? But Etsy doesn't really have user account specific things, but maybe it could. Base home Etsy, no, base Etsy Windows server, and then I don't know why it's called Window Manager ini, by the way. It should be Windows Server ini. Base Etsy, base home anon Window Manager ini goes to base Etsy Windows Server ini. Okay, and then Window Manager. Who fetches this? Is there such an API? Yes, there is. Okay, Etsy. But this won't be writable by me. This part is a little like, how do we want this to work? I like the idea of a separate user running the Windows server and being isolated from me. There's something appealing about that. So maybe we can push the idea forward. So we'll have to unveil Windows Server. That's okay then. All right, and then we're still opening it here, right? So we'll open Etsy Window Server. Oh, there are more places that do this. All right. Oh, no big deal. The way that config files are stored is kind of goofy anyway. I would like to do that differently, but just didn't get around to poking at that yet. Oh, and then Windows Server. I'm thinking let's set some special permissions here. So we'll do like Tron, and do we have user accounts somewhere? I know I'm storing them up here. Yeah, window UID. These numbers are so low. Oh, these are GIDs, right? Maybe this should be group protection only. We'll see. Anyway, so we'll say chmod 660 xc Windows Server ini, and then we'll let me change that file. That solves that issue, right? Good old file system permissions. Chown. Okay, so how will this be? I wonder. Didn't work out so well. Why don't you love me? Why? I can't open the keyboard. Shit. I guess the Windows Server does not have access to the keyboard stuff. So we'll have to give him access to the keyboard and mouse. That will be in the group. So we have this user here called Fizz, which is the physical devices. So we'll say that maybe Windows Server is the only one who needs it. Maybe Anon doesn't actually need that. It's kind of interesting. Okay, well, making a little bit of progress. Where's the error? And connection refused. It's just everybody is being refused. Did we not set the socket permissions properly? Windows Server. Socket permissions 660. Which means that if you're in the group, then you can connect. And there we are. All right. So let's take a look at the process table now, because this will be interesting. So Windows Server, as you can see, is now running as the window user. Me, the Anon user, is no longer in control of Windows Server. I can only talk to it in IPC messages. It's pretty cool. So I can't actually see what the Windows Server is doing. I quite like this, actually. Why didn't we do this before? Let's try the notification thing, and that did not work out because let's see. I guess this is kind of awkward. Like, we could also just start it up like any other GUI application. Instead of making a custom event loop and everything, we could just do like GUI application app. Then we don't need that guy, nor that guy. So this will be the first system service that actually uses libgui. And we made a window. Look at that. It looks crappy, but hey. Okay, so we are off to a start. Let's go and improve on this a little bit. So clearly we need to be further than 5 pixels off the top of the screen. Let's just go with something a bit nicer, like 20 pixels maybe. And we'll also go further from the right, and then we'll definitely make this bad boy a little bit taller. And then let's make a widget GUI. Widget construct. And we'll need a few things actually. We'll need a widget, and we'll also need maybe label and a box layout. Make, let's just do widget set layout. Make GUI vertical box layout. All right. And we'll set the main widget of the window to be the widget. All right. And then auto title label. This will be the message title, and we'll make it a child of the widget. And we'll do the same for the text, which will make also a child of the widget. But for the title, we'll set his font to font default bold font. All right. I'm a bit surprised that it's not complaining at me for this unused variable, but if you're not going to complain, I'm not going to complain either. And we died. Why did we die? We have not pledged our path. Oh, we're trying to load the font. Shit. Right. Man, pledge is so cool. So we'll need our path to be able to open fonts, and like if the theme changes, we gotta load the new theme and stuff. But we can unveil. So let's do like if unveil. You can read from the res directory, which is like where all the resources for the GUI are stored. If that fails, we'll just refuse to run. Otherwise, we're good, and then we'll do unveil like this, which prevents any further calls to unveil. Okay. So now we have a rather locked down notification server as well. Okay. That does not look super great. Probably we should set some color or something on it. Widget set fill with background color true, maybe? Okay, here we are. It's kind of cool. So how do we want these to work? Do we want them to go away automatically? I feel like that wouldn't be so nice if they did. It would be better if they would stick around until you dismiss them. Maybe simply by clicking on it. We can start with that, and we can come up with more complex interactions later. I think we'll put this in a separate file though. So notification window. let's see, notification window. Okay. Take this, all of this gunk. Yeah, something like this. Okay, and then notification window. This will be a window class notification window. Public GUI window. C object notification window. Okay. Forgot to say override. And why is this not cool? There's no such thing as notification window. Right, spelling is important. Okay, so we are now Windows, so we don't need to do that stuff. And we can bring in widget and label and box layout. And then we don't need those here. I guess we'll take the title and text here as arguments. Okay. And maybe we will tweak the alignments of these puppies. So we'll do like title label, set text alignment, center left. I feel like that would look kind of nice. Oh shit, I forgot to make the destructor. Okay, why did we fail this time? We're exiting. Do I need to call that? I guess I don't. But Why did he not like that? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so the window comes up and then we die because we get an EOF. But wait. The notification server dies? He quits. Why does he quit? Oh shit, yeah, right, because nobody is the parent anymore. Right, so the window goes away, and when the last window goes away, then the program dies. I feel like we don't want that behavior, so we have this thing for that. In GUI application, we have quit when last window deleted. So we definitely don't want to exit just because the last window is deleted, because somebody might send us a new notification. Although at the same time, we could also die until somebody connects to us, so maybe that would be okay. Actually, yeah, let's leave it in. It's kind of neat if it dies, as long as it goes back. So let's see if we do this multiple times. Yes, it will respawn every time. Fine. That's actually kind of cool. So let's not change that. And then we have on-demand notification server. But then we still want these to be up until the user interacts with it. So I think what we should do is maybe that it should take ownership of itself somehow. And let's say when you click on it, then it'll go away. So we'll have a virtual void mouse down event. We can't do that because we are a window. That's my bad. All right, we'll make a widget here. Notification widget. Maybe we'll put a button. Maybe that would be kind of nice. Why not take advantage of the selection of widgets that we have? So I guess we'll use a horizontal box layout. And we will put the button on the right, and everything else on the left. So we'll make a child container, so we'll make like a left container. I need to do recursive layouts at some point, but right now we don't have that. And the left container has a vertical box layout, so it behaves as before, but the right container can actually also have vertical box layout. It's just going to have a single widget in it. It's going to be the button. We'll put these in the left container. So let's see, I can actually do this down here. GUI, button, construct, dismiss. Should I say dismiss? Okay. Button on click. Let's see, and here we'll do something like close. And I guess we can remove ourselves from the thingy at this point. So from some kind of a thing, we need to be in the thing. Hash table hash table of refputter to GUI window to notification. Okay, and then we'll just add ourselves to that thing. Windows set this. And Windows remove this. Is this possible? I wonder. Cannot hash like that. Crap. All right. We will have to do something more like. Actually, that's sad. Why can't we do that? It's because the traits are missing. The traits for refputter. What are the traits? There are no traits. Traits. There's traits for ownputter. Could have traits for refputter. Let's add them. So we'll put them here first. Let's see. Refputter. Okay. That's not enough. What is this? This is some. It's trying to invoke the copy constructor. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Then on click needs an argument. I don't think that argument's ever used. Okay, so these traits look good. But let's put them. I'm going to move them into the refputter header. I just wanted to test them out first without doing a full rebuild. Okay, and now the thing persists because we added it to the hash map, right? But like our hash table, when we click here, then the notification server dies. It's really nifty. Now let's tweak the margins and spacing and stuff here a little bit because it looks silly. Let's say widget layout set margins 4 all around, maybe 3 pixels, 3. Might be nice, and then layout, let's say set spacing 3 as well. Put a little padding, margin and spacing and stuff. Okay, starting to look more like it. I think we can, this guy doesn't have to be so big. So we'll constrain his size a little bit. Set size policy. Size policy. Horizontal can be fixed, but vertical can be fill. It's been a while since I was hacking on this GUI stuff. This is fun. So we'll say it's 40 pixels wide and whatever tall. Wonder what that would look like, really. That looks a little stupid. But if we put him to the right, it won't be so bad. We'll put a spacer here, add spacer. Take up all the space on the left of that button. Oh shit, right, it's a vertical layout, not a horizontal one. We can just change that. All right. That's pretty neat. Okay, so let's mess with the notify program a little bit, maybe. We can maybe allow you to actually use the inputs. And this will be a good opportunity for me to finally use the args parser, which I always skip using, but now that Sergey spent the time to make it nice, I should use it. So now let's see, how the heck does this work? I am gonna have to look it up. Somebody using this thing. What's a cool utility? Let's see. Maybe user add was recently made. So we have, these are the way you, this is the way you add options. So args parser, add option, and we want a text to display the notification text t. Oh wait, hold on. What are all these things here? Okay, so the help string, the long name, the short name. Maybe we should call it message, actually. Message and title. Text is a little bit weird. Also, message allows us to have -m and -t for title, so let's retrofit that. So call it the message to display. All right, and the value name. What is a value name? Path to shell. I guess that's what we show in the usage text. Message. Oh, like text. We'll see how this turns out. T for title. Title of the notification. I don't know. Parse RHC, RHB, all right. I feel like maybe we should make this API work together with GUI applications so that like it would somehow do this for you behind the scenes. So like before you make GUI application, you create your options or something. I'm not sure really. That was the original intention, at least, behind passing the RHC and RGB to GUI application. Did I not rebuild? It's kind of cool. Okay, so let's say that we set the text to message and title, and let's just change this set message. Text is kind of nicer. But the message feels better on the command line. Problems. How do we make an option mandatory? I feel like there's a way to do that. Positional argument. argument. I guess an option is an option, right? Whereas an arg is like, maybe what I want is args, really, not options. So help string, and then the name. We'll try this instead. I feel like I'm fumbling with this now, but it's probably okay. Okay, that looks really stupid. Call it message and title. Oh, buddy. Right, so the way you would use this is like, hello there, friends, a message for Anon. Oh, look at that. This is still hogging all the space. Let's do something about that. So this guy right here is not distributing the space very fairly, so he's still, this right container takes up half of the space. The only way that we can solve that really right now is to just set a fixed size on the right container. So size policy, actually we'll just take the size policy of the button and put it on the container instead, because that will limit the amount of space available for the button anyway. Then actually we don't need the space. And I guess if message or no title, we should really fail. What happens if you don't have the positional argument? Doesn't it show usage? I feel like it should. We should definitely initialize these things though. Okay, that's good. Foobar. Alright, very cool. Hello there, my friend. A message for dear, not dead, dear nah. Okay, now we are talking. Very, very cool. I think we're gonna add a little more spacing, but we're getting into the little details now. I think maybe 4 would have been a better number. And other than that, I'm really quite happy with it. I'm gonna move it down a little bit from top of the screen. 26 pixels. But really, we're just messing with the details at this point. Notify foobar. Well, look at that. Isn't that just nice? So this will allow us to put things into programs so that they can show notifications. Of course, now they're going to stack on top of each other, which is not perfect. La la, la, la. Right? So now there's this guy, and then there's the guy behind him. And then, right, when you dismiss the last one, then the notification server dies. But damn if this is not neat. So I think we're gonna commit here. Of course, we have a bunch of supporting changes in Windows Server and stuff, so let's do those first. So this was all about moving to etc Windows Server ini. And that's all that we're doing here, right? Windows Server, move configuration file to etc Windows Server. Into this prepares. This is in preparation for running the window as a separate user. And then we need the build root file system change. So I have to use git add I again, which I very rarely use, so I'm a bit sucky at it. Yes, stage this, yes, stage this, don't stage that. Alright. Quit. Actually, that went pretty well. And then what else do we have? We have the Windows Server change here. And this one will be harder to do without manually editing some stuff. So notification server, we'll just temporarily get rid of you. Base, let's see, passwd. So I think that's enough. Yeah. So we'll do that. Oh man, I probably have some huge things in base. Yeah, I don't want to add those. Just like a whole Serenity checkout in base. Okay, base. Run Windows Server as a separate window user. But this is actually rather painless and straightforward. Windows Server now runs as the window user, and users in the window group can connect to it via the portal socket in temp portal as usual. Yeah, I guess that's good. It's pretty good. I like it. And now we put those changes back for the notification server and servers, notification server. And we also need those. had a system service for desktop notifications. This patch adds notification server, which runs as the notify user and provides an RPC API for desktop notifications. libGUI gains the GUI notification class for showing notifications. Quite nice. Notification server is spawned on command and will unspawn after dismissing all visible notifications. Unspawn is an unceremonious term, but oh shit, forgot to add copyright headers. The important copyright headers must be added because we are a big boy project now. We have big boy project copyright headers. Okay. And here as well. All right. Finally, this also comes with a small bin notify utility. All right, so what else do we want to do with this? We wanted to, right, the stacking issue, right? So foo bar, right? And then we do this again, bar foo. Now they are stacked on top of each other. What happens if you kill these guys, by the way? They still stick around. That's pretty neat. So we could actually, the notification tool could actually exit. It doesn't need to go on. So you can just do like that actually. I think that would be better. If it exits, yeah, because then it's very script friendly, right? Like you can just fire off a notification and you don't have to worry about sticking around. So we'll just absorb that and change into that commit. All right, so I guess we should just find the lowest window currently on screen and put ourselves below it. It's a little crude, but I think it will be good enough for now. Also, oh shit, we should have put this into refputter.h. This will be a monstrous rebuild. Who doesn't love those? Spent some time working on rebuild times and incremental build times and stuff this weekend, and it was really unexciting, and I feel like I did not have the most productive weekend as a result. So this programming right now is making me feel a lot better about what I was doing all weekend. Let's see. You don't like this? Dot value dot what? Oh, there's a peak tag. Oh shit, right. Okay, dot leafcraft. We don't need leafcraft here. We can just It is weird that we're doing a leakref. We don't need to do that if we're holding on to it. Seems weird. I'm just gonna change this to return the. Wait, it's a void star. Okay. Bum, 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 I feel like this was just a misunderstanding here about how ref counts happen, because this, the ref footer here keeps a ref count on the elf object anyway. But I wonder if Andrew will yell at me for these changes, but probably not. We'll see. Well, who am I to say what he's going to do? So let me out of here. I just want to get out of here. And okay, that was gross. Do I even need to const void star it first? Yeah, I guess I do. But what if I were to const cast to auto star? Can you do that? It's not allowed. What about elf dynamic object star? I can't const cast. Oh, because it's a loader. It's a bit weird that something called object has a loader. But this is definitely the tidier option, so I think we're going to change it to do that. Add basic traits for ref footer. So allows ref footer to be stored in a hash table ref routine. And what did we miss? Oopsie doopsie. Let's see. Download. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Take progress has type const protocol. The peak type. Wait. Oh, the peak type is always a const t. I think we're going to make the peak type be a t star, because the purpose of the peak type in traits is that when you put one of these things in a, yeah, now we don't need that const cast actually. When you put a ref footer in a hash table and then you're just querying the hash table, then if it stays in the hash table, it's okay for us to give out a t star, because then we know that the hash table keeps the object alive at the moment, and so you avoid having to hand out like a full ref footer, which would be like a big fat object that manages some ref count. If you're just peeking into the hash map, you might not care to do that. And if you actually want a ref footer, then you can just assign it to a ref footer, and it's up to you. Let's see. But now, what was wrong now? An instantiation of who, blah, 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 blah. Const T star. Where are we? 75. To get. So I'm handing out an optional T star. Peak type is dynamic loader star. I cannot convert to that. I do have operator const T star. Oh, why is it like that? Wait. Why am I in the const overload? Oh, because get is a const only function on HashMap. Guess we will have to add a non-const version. Should we give out a const T star for the const overloaded get? I don't know. Maybe we should. Do we have something for that? You know what? I'm just going to hand out T star, mutable T star on both the const and non-const HashMap get. And we'll probably survive. Okay, this is turning into more stuff. Where's that code? Proto download. Ugh. Invalid user-defined conversion. Because why? Wait, is my GELF object, is that const too? No, it's just a global. So I can do whatever I want to this. Should be taking the non-const overload. Dislike. Oh, I kind of don't want to deal with this situation right now. So what is the way out of this? Can we get out of it this way? Cannot cast from this type to that type. Okay, I see. This is probably why the traits were like that for Omputter, which I copied, because I didn't want to deal with this in the past, and now I'm about to become lazy and do the same hack here. Okay, fine. We are just going to hack it. Download. I feel filthy, but it compiles. Let's see. See, I thought this was going to become a small thing. Let's just see if it builds all the way, but there might be some more hack that we have to do. Yeah, we have to do the same stupid hack here. Oh. Okay, note to self, fix the silly pointer traits. So what was I even trying to do before I got super sidetracked by this? And the IRC client. All right. Const cast IRC query. Ugh, I feel so silly doing that. Well, it doesn't help that I sing it out. It still feels silly. Servers, protocol server. At this point, we should probably put some other. It's unfortunate about the const casts. We need to fix situation for the interaction. Take down attachment get to play nice with non-const peak type traits to peak type. Template programming can be a little bit frustrating, I feel, especially now that the project is getting kind of big, and it's like you have this idea what you want to do with your template, but then there's so much code that depends on it that I kind of want to like take out the templates and put them in a little sandbox and work on them there. And I could, it's just it's like some weird threshold that you have to get over where you actually realize that, wait a minute, this would be more efficient if I just took this thing to a sandbox and worked on it in isolation. Because it always feels like, oh, I'm just going to make this one little change and everything will just work. And then it doesn't end up like that. And the I guess it's the sunk cost fallacy, right? The time investment trap. Anyway, it feels like we're almost through here, so maybe we can get back to the notification windows. Let's find the lowest one. So yeah, we're good here. So Bunky, we're just gonna move this one before here. So let's squash him into that guy, and then we'll do the traits before. Okay. Then it's as if we never had these custom traits in notification server. Okay, now how do we find the lowest one? Rect. Lowest notification rect on screen. Window in S Windows. If window rect bottom y, or if window rect y is greater than the lowest notification rect on screen y, then the lowest notification rect on screen is the window rect. Although I feel like window rect is a synchronous operation that talks to Windows Server. Yeah, so we're gonna cache that just a little bit here. Maybe we'll cache it a lot actually. So we can do like GFX rect original rect, and we'll store that. Because then we can just ask him about his original rect. Otherwise, we get a round trip to the Windows server just to query what the rect of that window is. But we can just save it. Don't have to make those IPC round trips, because IPC round trips they can take a moment. You never know what your computer wants to do until it sees it fit to facilitate your IPC, right? It certainly had a lot of issues with that in WebKit, where you could see like there was some synchronous IPC happening between the web core process and the UI process, and then you could gain all kinds of performance benefits if you just synchronized better. Let's see, notify, foobar. This thing up here is a little annoying with the artifacts. Zimzam. Okay, I did not use that information for anything good, clearly. So let's say that if lowest notification rect on screen is null, then rect set location is going to be the lowest notification rect on screen, bottom left, translated by 8 pixels down. Maybe 5 pixels down from there. We're back in the details. I like the details. Foobar. Moomar. Alright. Bill Mar. Far out. Okay. That's pretty sweet. And then booyah. Yeah, it starts up again. I almost feel like like these things should be reversed. Like the title should be first. So maybe we'll put the title first also. Notifications, or add new notification windows below the lowest. To don't stack notifications on top of each other. Instead, put them below one another on the y-axis. This will obviously break if the screen fills with notifications, so that's a fix me, but that's a fix me for now. Okay, now let's fix that notify tool, because that syntax is stupid. I'm going to swap the places. Hello there. Holy Juan. Cool beans. Alright, this is pretty cool. And then if you remove this one, then it goes there. But if you remove those two, it goes there. That's awesome. So we're just going to rebase, put this one into, just going to squash this guy. Because it doesn't have to be a separate commit. We're just changing the argument order, and then we'll add a little bit more spacing below here. So we'll translate by 8 pixels. I think the original idea was pretty good. Oh, what the heck? Oh, Control M makes all kinds of screwy things happen. Lular. That's so nice. All right. I think that's going to be it for today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching. And I hope you saw something interesting today. And I really appreciate the company. Because this is fun, but it's so much more fun when we can do it together. So thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll see you next time.